Because I'm going to try to put you on YouTube too.
Ew, yucky.
So now it's technically live, don't worry about it. On YouTube. And then this one's ready whenever you're ready.
Okay, so everything's functioning. Okay, thank you. Like 2 Fridays ago? Got it. Okay, here we go. Hey guys, Jacqueline Fernandez here. Thanks so much for joining me on this BBB Friday. I think I might have skipped last Friday or the Friday before. I'm not really sure. The weeks kind of add up. But this week we're going to talk about calculating the cost of owning a pet. As I'm sure you know by this time, I have a pet. He's a 3-year-old black and tan coonhound named Ollie. And I didn't calculate the cost of owning a pet. So he's kind of my little like money pit, but I love him and just kind of deal with him anyway. So here are some good tips for you, but first, so you know what I'm talking about. This is Ollie. He's so adorable. Isn't he cute? My little mister, black and tan. And that's his little piggle on his head. You can see he kind of ate his little ear off there. But okay, so owning a pet can bring you much joy, as you know, but taking care of a dog, a cat, or other animal comes with significant costs too, right? Unfortunately, this year, many pet owners have found themselves in a heartbreaking situation, forced to give up their pets for financial situations. I just can't imagine that. Here's an article link that the BBB sent me about animal shelters just filling up across the country. It's something that we've experienced too here at the Nebraska Humane Society, just an overload of pets. They even have opportunities for emergency fostering that's available as well. So something you might want to consider, what you may not know about emergency fostering is that this affords you the opportunity to bring a pet into your home. You can learn more about this pet if they get along with other pets you may have in the house. You get all of the food that they need for free. You get all of their toys and all of their like kennel stuff and all that stuff for free, because after all, you are fostering and you're really helping out. So if you're thinking about taking home an adorable furry friend for good, it's wise to check your budget. According to the AKC, the American Kennel Club, dog owners can expect to spend about $15,000 over the lifetime of their pet. Okay, so that's a lot of money, especially when it comes to this little guy. Ollie is a larger breed, so he's about 100 pounds of fun, give or take. Here he is in the backyard sunning himself, my Mr. Handsome. And for larger breeds and horses, actually, there's the thing called bloat. So Ollie actually had emergency surgery for bloat, and he was neutered at the same time, and that cost me an unexpected $5,000. So you know, that adds up over time, and unfortunately, because he has tummy situations, he's on a special diet, so he's just my little problem child. But I love him, and he's a good boy. So here's some of the costs you should consider before getting a new cat, bird, you know, fish. Probably not as expensive as Ollie here, but how to calculate the cost of your pet. So you want to consider the initial investment, right? So any new pet comes with substantial expenses. For example, if you purchase a puppy from a breeder, you can expect to spend anywhere from $500 to $2,000 or more. Ollie was a whopping $1,200. Purebred cats can be costly too. So if you don't have your heart set on a specific breed, you can cut costs by adopting, right? So there are a bunch of mixed breed pets from the shelter at the Nebraska Humane Society as well. But there will still be a modest expense, usually in the $50 to $200 range, depending on the animal and the situation, right? Now, after the purchase cost, factor in your pet's first vet visits, which may include vaccines and boosters, deworming and spaying or neutering. The cost of these items and treatments can quickly go over $1,000. That is true. Been there, done that. You can save money by adopting an older pet. Sometimes older pets are overlooked because they are older. It's kind of the end of their life, but they still need a home too. So older pets are also up to date on their vaccines, and they've already been spayed or neutered, so you won't have to worry about those costs. And finally, don't forget about supplies, right? You need your pet's food and water bowls, collars and leashes, toys, beds, crates, etc. The average consumer spends about $425 on initial expenses when it comes to supplies, so make sure you include these items in your budget as part of the initial cost of buying or adopting a pet. Yeah, let's see here. I kind of got, so how much will, here's the AKC again. How much will you spend on your dog in his lifetime? A lot. Here's the cost of owning a dog. And I'm sure little dogs like this guy are probably a lot more affordable than large horse puppies like my dog. Okay, and here's another one. Oh, look at this guy. The cost of owning a dog, complete guide with calculator. This is petbudget.com. Again, these are links that the BBB has given me to share with you, so something to know there. Now, as I mentioned with Ollie, factor in food. That's the next cost. Standard food for dogs or cats will cost you a few $100s a year. However, if your pet develops a food allergy, Ollie's allergic to chicken, good times, expect to pay more for a prescription diet. So I get a big bag, and it's like $130 each time. Ollie eats about, I don't know, 2.5 cups of food a day. So, you know, these are things that were overlooked by me, and now I'm paying for it literally. But he's a great boy. So don't forget to budget for vet visits. All pets need an annual exam and vaccinations. Some pets need annual checks for parasites and deworming. These average about $160 for cats and $225 for dogs. So again, another expense. The price will vary yearly depending on where you live, depending on your local vet. Make sure you choose a vet you trust as well. Let's see here. Cost, can you afford a furry friend? Here we go. Choosing a vet for your pet. Personally, I really like Banfield. I used to live in Oregon, and that's where I got Ollie from, in Malala on a farm. And yeah, Banfield has been great for me. It's been easy to transfer his information around when I'm moving around the country and that kind of thing. And I like that they don't really freak me out that, you know, my dog's going to die every time I go in there and I need to spend an exorbitant amount of money to get different things done. So that makes me happy. So check out Banfield. Next on the list, know the cost of preventative medical care. Most dogs and cats need flea, tick, and heartworm prevention. So Ollie, once a month, on the first of every month, he gets his flea protection and his heartworm protection. So I think I use NexGard and TriHeart. So, and those, I mean, you know, it's a once a month pill, so those things can add up too. I think like one of them's like, it's probably like $65 give or take for both, for like a 3-month supply give or take. So make sure you know that. Think about grooming. Finally, a good thing if you own a black and tan coonhound. They shed a little bit, but their coats never need to be cut. So when he gets grooming, it's nail trims and baths for him, and he just kind of gets a, you know, he gets pet for like 15 minutes. So it's pretty much, you know, what Ollie's about. So again, find out how much you can expect to spend by calling local groomers, asking about pricing. You can also save a lot of cash if you just do it yourself. Depending on your pet, that might be more difficult than for others, but you know, it is what it is. Plan for kennel boarding. If you're a frequent traveler and don't plan on taking your pet, factor in boarding costs. So according to the National Pet Owners Survey, let's see if I can find that. No, I can't. I'm jumping around here too much. We'll just leave it on here, the economics of owning a pet ownership. But according to this survey, though, dog owners spend an average of $228 on kennel boarding, and cat owners spend an average of $78. So, again, cats are a lot more cost effective than this guy. Here's another cute photo. Isn't he cute? Look at that little face. Noonie, noonie. Okay, so don't forget the extras. Plan for miscellaneous expenses. Licenses, toys, treats, obedience classes, replacing damaged furniture, and more. List of unexpected expenses of owning a pet. We just went through that one. Here's another good tip. Have an emergency fund. Even if you have a healthy pet, emergencies can happen. I mentioned bloat earlier. It's wise to keep an extra $1,000 to $2,000 in emergency funds, specifically for surprise vet bills, which, as you know, and as we've been discussing, can be extremely costly if emergency treatments or surgery are needed. And last, consider pet insurance. Because Ollie has these big, beautiful ears, he also gets a lot of ear infections, right? So pet insurance is the way to go for me. There he is again. Look at how cute. Look at that little face. So that's my Ollie Lolly. He's not up for adoption. I love him too much. But yeah, so just keep these tips in mind if you are, you know, trying to budget, thinking you want an animal. Also, highly recommend becoming an emergency foster for the Nebraska Humane Society. It's something that I tried out with Ollie, and Baby was the name of the dog. And unfortunately, Ollie was just way too freaked out, and they got along, but Ollie just wasn't used to having another animal in the house, so that situation didn't work out. But that's not to say that Baby isn't sweet and adorable, and there are a lot of adorable animals at the shelter that need to find their forever homes if you're considering fostering and then perhaps becoming a failed foster, as I'd like to say. So some things to check out there. Also, before we go, let's take a look at traffic here real quick. This is from an NDOT camera. I'm not exactly sure which highway this is, but things seem to be flowing smoothly, and there's actually some sunshine out there. Here's a look from a live look from the Woodman Life building. Yep, traffic still flowing smoothly out there, and it looks like there may be some clouds on the horizon, but so far so good. We'll have to wait for Chief Meteorologist Emily Roller to give us some updates this afternoon and into this evening to find out what exactly we're looking for into the weekend, and hopefully it's still shaping up to be a beautiful weekend out there. 50s and 60s, fingers crossed. But from the Alert Desk reporting live, Jacqueline Fernandez, thank you so much for watching, and we'll hope to see you again next Friday at noon. Okay, I think I'm done.